There is something you can put on your skin to boost it. Your skin knows how to rebuild itself, and it already has almost everything it needs. But it do need a signal to get started, and that signal comes from growth factors. Today, we'll talk about 3 things: what growth factors are, how they work, and which products deliver them to your skin. This is a part of aging that's all about repair. There is also a specific serum type that most people do not know about but should know about. More on that later. Chapter 1: what growth factors are. So let's try to break it down in the simplest way. Your skin cells are always making decisions. Should they divide or wait, build collagen, or pause? Move toward damage or stay where they are? Signals guide these choices, specifically signaling proteins. Growth factors are the most important ones in your skin. The growth factor is a type of protein. It's moved to a cell and attaches to a specific spot on the cell's surface. The cell recognizes this signal and initiates a series of internal actions. Here's a key point. Growth factors are very specific. EGF has one job, FGF has another, and they don't replace each other. I guess most of you have heard of the term growth factor, but maybe you also have seen it on a serum bottle and had no idea what it actually meant. Chapter 2: the growth factors your skin depends on. EGF, epidermal growth factor. EGF signals the outer layer of your skin to divide and repair itself. When you get a cut, EGF is one of the first signals to act, pushing new cells to the surface. As you age, this signal weakens, so your skin replaces old cells more slowly and surface becomes thinner. TGF-beta, transforming growth factor beta. TGF-beta acts like a foreman for collagen. It tells fibroblasts to make new collagen, especially after an injury. But if this signal stays high for too long, it can cause scarring. Balance is key. As you age, this signal drops, and collagen production slows down. FGF, fibroblast growth factor. FGF activates your fibroblasts. These cells build collagen, reshape the dermis, and help grow new blood vessels. When FGF levels are high, your skin repairs well. As FGF levels drop with age, this process slows. And you might notice a pattern here. All these signals fade as we age. The messages get weaker. Your cells still respond, but not as strongly. This actually explains why older skin heals more slowly. A small cut might take weeks instead of days because the cells are still present, but the signals telling them to act aren't as strong. Chapter 3: how they work together to rebuild skin. When your skin is injured, even in a tiny way, a quick sequence of events begins. Cells at the wound side quickly releases growth factors. EGF tells surface cells to divide. FGF activates fibroblasts. The TGF-beta tells them to make collagen. New blood vessels form to support the repair. All of this happens in a coordinated way. Think of it like a construction site. Growth factors are the foreman, and your cells are the crew. The foreman gives instructions, and the crew builds. Without those instructions, nothing gets done. In young skin, the foreman's instructions are clear, and the crew works quickly. In older skin, the instructions are quieter and the crew slows down, so the job takes longer. And here's what matters. Your skin still knows how to repair itself, but it just isn't getting clear signals anymore. And this is where it gets really interesting. If the problem is a signal, then there is something you can put on your skin to boost it. Chapter 4: why does this matter as you age? In your 20s and 30s, your skin is full of growth factor signals. They're everywhere, and your cells respond quickly. By your 50s and 60s, those signals are much weaker. Your fibroblasts respond more slowly, even if the signal is present. Collagen production drops, wounds heal more slowly, and your skin becomes thinner and less firm. There's another effect as well. Growth factors help control inflammation and manage old cells. When these signals fade, other signs of aging get worse too. So what can you actually do about it? Remember I said there was a serum type most people do not know about? Here it comes. Chapter 5, Growth Factor Serums. How they work and how to use them. So, what are you actually buying? A growth factor serum restores the signal. Some contain real growth factor proteins, others use a cocktail harvested from cultured cells. Put it on and you top up the message telling your skin to rebuild. Not all growth factors serums are created equal. The real differences come down to what is in the bottle, how well it gets into your skin, and how much you're willing to spend. Let me walk you through 6 of them, from cheapest to priciest. The $15 one, the ordinary GF 15% solution. It uses plant-grown growth factor mimics, the lab-made kind. The formula is bare bones, but the active is real. This is the cheapest way to try the category. The value pick, Drmtlgy, needleless, around $70, 5 bioengineered growth factor peptides plus ceramides and hyaluronic acid for your barrier. It stands out because the brand ran a 12-week double-blind control trial. In the trial, users saw smoother skin texture and a visible reduction in fine lines compared to the placebo. Most brands never do that. The peptide one, Medicate Liquid Peptides Advanced MP. About $95, it leans on 13 peptides. It is light, layers like water, and it's easy to use every day. The cocktail, Osmosis Stem Factor, around $135. Now we are back to real conditioned media. Hundreds of factors with an exosome delivery angle on top. The luxury hybrid, Allies of Skin, multipeptides, and GF, around $188. 9% peptides, 3% growth factors, including a VEGF. If you want to try it, my code LindaB20 takes 20% off. That brings it closer to $150. The gold standard, SkinMedica TNS Advanced Plus. It's around $295, so it's definitely the most expensive one, but this is also the most studied growth factor serum on the market today. Hundreds of factors from cultured human fibroblasts, plus real peer-reviewed clinical data. You are paying for the cocktail's size and the depth of the evidence. So, was one of them already in your cabinet? Growth factor serums are not as common as niacinamide or retinol, but they speak directly to the biological signal for repair. That is why dermatologists reach for them, especially for concerns like visible aging, fine lines, and dullness. So, which one should you buy? Honestly, price does not equal more active. The $15 bottle from The Ordinary and the $295 bottle both contain real growth factor ingredients. The premium price buys a bigger cocktail and better proof, not a different law of biology. But the formula can actually help, and I'll show it to you shortly. And that brings up the thing the marketing skips, the penetration problem. Yeah, we are always getting back to it. Does it actually penetrate the skin? And do you know what? Growth factors are big proteins. Your skin is built to keep big things out. The cutoff for easy passive entry is about 500 Daltons. EGF is over 6,000. So most of the protein sits on the surface of your skin. Only a small, unpredictable amount gets in. That is true of every serum on this list, both the cheap and the expensive ones. So which formula actually helps it get in? This is the part to weigh before you spend, because the active matters less if it never gets past the surface. 2 of the 6 are built for delivery. First one is the Osmosis Stem Factor. It wraps its growth factors in exosomes. Picture exosomes as tiny delivery bubbles. They are far smaller than a loose protein. They carry their cargo deeper and protect it along the way. Of the 6, this is the one designed around getting the growth factors in. Allies of Skin is the runner-up. It uses phospholipids that form liposomes, little spheres that ferry actives through the surface. It adds MSM, which helps things absorb, and it pairs the growth factors with smaller peptides that get in more easily on their own. The other 4 rely solely on the active. The Ordinary is a basic water serum. SkinMedica has the richest cocktail and the best data, but its formula does not prioritize delivery. Drmtlgy and Medicate uses small molecules that slip in more easily, but those are peptides, not full growth factors. These delivery claims come from the brands, not independent trials. One important note: there is an old worry floating around about EGF and skin cancer. EGF tells cells to divide, so could daily EGF push damaged cells to grow? There are no reported cases of skin cancer from these serums. If you have a personal history of melanoma or other skin cancers, ask your doctor or dermatologist before you start. The same goes if you are pregnant, breastfeeding, have very sensitive skin, or have any other medical skin conditions. When in doubt, talking to your doctor or dermatologist before adding new actives is always a good idea. Chapter 6: How to layer growth factor serums. Use them at night and follow this order: cleanser, then your growth factor serum. If you use a retinoid, apply that next, then moisturizer. And why this order? Growth factors tell your skin to rebuild, while retinoids help your cells turn on collagen genes. One gives the instructions, the other provides the tools, so they work together. You can also keep niacinamide in your routine. It supports firmness and cell turnover in its own way. Growth factor serums are generally compatible with other popular skincare actives. You can use them alongside vitamin C serums, exfoliating acids like glycolic or lactic acid, and hyaluronic acid. Just keep in mind that if you use strong exfoliants, apply them before your growth factor serum and monitor your skin for any signs of dryness or irritation. If you're layering several actives, space them out as needed and always listen to how your skin responds. Chapter 7: The Practical Truth. Because these serums are protein-based, they can be less stable than ingredients like niacinamide. Some brands recommend keeping them cool and using them within a few months of opening. Growth factor serums are also often pricier than standard skin products. This higher price reflects the complexity of creating and purifying these proteins, so it's something to weigh when deciding if it's worthwhile for your routine. But if you want to address age-related declines in collagen and skin repair, growth factors are among the few topical options that directly target these processes. To put this in context, Episode 1 covered peptides that signal repair, Episode 2 covered retinoids that turn on collagen genes, and Episode 5 covered glycation that damages collagen. Growth factors are the other side of the coin. They give the order to rebuild. Using these ingredients together creates a coordinated repair signal. Chapter 8: Growth factors are how your skin tells itself to rebuild. As you get older, those signals become weaker. Growth factor serums help boost those signals again. Are they essential? Not really, but if you're serious about repairing your skin, especially in your 40s and beyond, they're one of the most direct topical options available. Use them alongside retinoids and be consistent. Expect to see results in about 8 to 12 weeks, not overnight. In the next episode, we'll go even deeper. We'll move from the signals on the outside to the switches inside your cells, focusing on certains. I will also have a review coming up pretty soon where I have tested the allies of skin products. See you in the next one. Bye.